is that we are watching a shift of natural resources and of power move from the West to the East. And at some point that will become, I think, evident to the masses. When that happens, that's the it. And that's when it happens. Just like that's the all at once.
In today's video, Andy Schectman shares some eye-opening insights on the current financial landscape. He discusses how, despite the slow and methodical pace of change, we are reaching an all-at-once moment where the world collectively realizes the gravity of our situation. With the US over $200 trillion in debt, Andy explores the stark choices ahead: inflation, default, or finding a villain. Join us as Andy unpacks these pressing issues and reveals what's really happening behind the scenes.
You can see the logarithmic decay in society, in our finances, the way the moral fabric of this country, the way we are viewed around the world, the loss of the petrodollar standard, the detreasurization, the weaponization, all of these things are happening little by little by little by little. Bang. When is that bang? Don't know. But if you, look, I think people know that there's something wrong. And even if you can't articulate it, you know something's wrong. And I don't know how fast before it breaks, but I can tell you that you don't wait for it to break. You don't wait for your house to be on fire to pay your home insurance premium, and you don't wait until you're on death's door to do your life insurance. And it's one of these deals where I think you take a look at all of the facts and weigh them and say that this is a trend that appears to be gaining steam. And I mean, look, the few times that we've spoken, everything we've talked about seems to be happening and accelerating. I'm not a soothsayer. This is the only thing in my career that I've seen clearly. And it freaks me out because I had the courage to, in 2019 and 2020, and ever since, in 3,000 YouTube videos, say this. And it's documented and it's happening, and it scares me. It does, because it scares me how fast it's happening. And I don't see the time when I think about it, and I don't see what happens after it happens. It or the bang is when everyone in a coordinated fashion realizes that what has been done slowly and methodically is inevitable, and we need to get out of dollars now. And when you realize that everything in this country that makes people feel wealthy is inversely correlated to a spike in interest rates. And it allows us to have a villain. That villain is Xi Jinping and Putin and OPEC. How could they do it to us? That all-at-once moment, which starts out where the insiders know what's happening, and that's why you see this little by little by little part. That's where the people blow it off as inconsequential and a nothing burger, and it will never happen. Could never happen here, right? Look at all the things that have happened in the last 3 years that could never happen here. Well, these people, because of its slow, methodical pace, this little by little, they could never think it could happen here, and they blow it off and poo-poo it. But the all-at-once moment, when the collective awareness of the world realizes this is a trend that is happening and that we are moving away from a country that is immeasurably indebted, over 200 million, a trillion seconds ago was 31,688 years ago. We will never pay this off. We will either inflate, we will default, or we will find a villain. And I think they've chosen what's behind door number 3, to find a villain, to incentivize. And we've talked about Jared Bernstein before, a man, the lead economic advisor, this knucklehead, he's the lead guy who's just talking into Biden's ear, telling him what to do. He wants to lose the reserve status. Well, what better way to do it than to weaponize the dollar and go sign an executive order to go green, allow the coalition of all these countries to find safety in numbers, and then let the country fall apart back at home. When you talk about the realization that this is real, and people then go from, wow, it's not a nothing burger, and run, that's when it becomes real. I don't know when that is. When is the collective realization? Could be next week, could be 3 years from now. I don't know, but the inevitability of it, to me, is that we are watching a shift of natural resources and of power move from the West to the East. And at some point that will become, I think, evident to the masses. When that happens, that's the it. And that's when it happens. Just like that's the all at once when you go over the waterfall. They were husband and wife professors. They present a plan to overwhelm the system with government spending and entitlement programs. Let me just read you 3 or 4 tenets of it. 1, it's as if they are purposely overwhelming the U.S. economy to create systemic failure, destroying capitalism and our country from within. Cloward and Piven specifically mentioned targeting America's largest cities for their colossal welfare push. The primary objective of the strategy is to create chaos with the hopes of destroying America's capitalistic economy and replacing it with a socialist system that includes guaranteed incomes. A massive drive to recruit the poor onto the welfare rolls. The point of surging welfare claims is to enroll as many individuals as it takes to send the United States into an economic crisis. Well, think of 17 million people in here. Cloward and Piven reveal the best way to achieve their goals is to create a new loyal voting bloc out of the rapidly increasing number of welfare recipients. By delivering millions of dollars in cash benefits to the masses, expecting the masses will deliver their loyalty to their benefactors, develop an army of loyal serfs who will work to destroy America, whether knowingly or unknowingly. All these illegal immigrant children will be added to the welfare rolls and can be counted on to vote for larger government. Furthermore, both Cloward and Piven agreed that the mainstream media would play a critical role in their organized attack against America. To quote Cloward and Piven, as the crisis develops, it will be important to use the mass media to inform the broader liberal community about the inefficiencies and injustices of welfare. Now think about all of this stuff and ask yourself, is it possible that this is what they are actually trying to do? I mean, Obama went there, as did let's see, Bill Barr, Eric Holder, Madeleine Albright, Jared Bernstein. They all went there in the 60s, and Cloward and Piven were teaching. Now, I don't know if they learned from them or after them, but this was a tenet that was taught at Columbia. Now, I mean, fine line between conspiracy and reality, but when you read that and think about it, they are overwhelming the inner cities. They are overwhelming the entitlement system. The left-leaning media doesn't do a bad job. They do no job of telling us what's going on except create divisiveness. And all of this stuff, you can't make it up. Is it too stupid to be stupid? Did we really let all these people into our country? Is our electoral system fair? Do people go up to bed at night after the votes start getting tabulated in November and wonder, are they going to wake up to something different? Is the justice system deploying equally, the justice equally, or is there two-tiered? All of these things you start to wonder, and then look at what's happening to the inner cities and ask yourself, is it too stupid to be stupid, or is it not? Could it be planned? Is this the foundation to incentivize the world, like via the Operation Sandman, dump the dollars in the treasuries, create a massive surge of inflation, interest rates spike to the moon, and everything resets? Dollars, the banks, the insurance companies, the stock market, the bond market, everything. But have no fear, because guess who's here? Lael Brainerd.
Thanks for watching. Andy Schectman's insights into the future of our financial system give us a lot to think about. As we face these challenging times, it's crucial to stay informed and prepared. If you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay aware and stay prepared.